And Mize, number 5, he'll be on the draw. Both these players with their opening hands. They're ready, waiting for the green light. Green does mean go, which is the color of Hunter's sleeves, and he will start things off. He has Manamo. He's got a Vial. Let's do it. Mize with a Temple Guard that on the battlefield tapped. Vial is up to 1. Nance will take a draw.
And this looks like a great opening here for Hunter here. No man acceleration from Logan. And Spreading Seas to set him way back.
You mentioned the importance of that card. It's here. Mize will draw. See how much this affects his mana. As you mentioned, no acceleration, no Noble Hierarch, no Birds of Paradise, none of that jazz. He's going to play Windswept Heath. He'll take at least 1, potentially 3.
And this is a deck that's pretty sensitive with its color. Mana, you have some double green plays like Eternal Witness is a 3-color deck. Gavney Township is already adding some colorless lands to the mix. So Wall Roots here very important for Logan, but the mana denial strategy here is solid for Hunter.
Hunter will activate the Vial on Logan's end step. Put in a Curse Catcher. Vials up to 2. Master of Waves the draw here for Nance. We'll see what the third turn does yield here. Spreading Seas on the second turn was a good one. Here's a Master of the Pearl Trident. Island Walk is good to go. He is loading up. Lord of Atlantis as well. This will be an attack for 3, and all of a sudden, Nance has 3 3/3s on the battlefield.
Yep, and it looks like Logan's got basically 2 turns here to assemble the combo.
He better hurry up. A quick update here for you guys. We said that Tom Ross on the play would be pretty important. Well, it was. He did win game number 1 here over Ethan Stevens. So, in fact, very quickly up a game over Obzon. Wall of Roots. I'm going to generate a little bit of green mana here for Kitchen Finks. That'll bring Mize up to 18. How fast can he assemble the infinite combo? That is the question as Nance will untap and take a draw step. Vials up to 3.
Could easily be next turn. That's how fast this deck is capable of winning.
Spreading Seas the draw here for Nance. He's going to come into the red zone. Curse Catcher might mess some things up, though. Can take care of Eclectic Company. Can also mess with a Court of Calling. Looks like Mize will sacrifice Windswept Heath.
Now, as far as counter spells go, way to disrupt the combo here. Hunter has 2 copies of Spell Pierce. Now, if Logan just naturally has all the creatures he needs, Viscera Seer and other Anafenza or Malira, he has 2 copies of Dismember.
Okay.
So a little bit of disruption, not a lot.
Well, look at these fishies go.
And barring some bizarre way to interact with the board, Logan's got to go for it because he's died next turn.
Mize's 4th turn of the game. What does he have? Does have another copy of Kitchen Finks in hand. He'll play that, or at least attempt to. That's in there. Trigger will gain him 2 life. Looks like he's going up to 10.
What's good about this is if Hunter has nothing, then this gives Logan 1 more turn. Because Hunter's only attacking for 9.
Goblet Shrine only battlefield tapped. Hunter's going to fake the Aether Vial activation, bring it up to 4, which means Master of Waves is online now. Spreading Seas the draw again. Hunter will be attacking 4-9. Mize will be going down 2-1. Wonder if he's supposed to cast Spreading Seas now. He's leaving up Spell Pierce. That's what he has in his hand. Horizon Canopy the draw here for Mize. He's got a Gavney Township in hand, too. I'm not sure if he has the tools. There's a Canopy. That's painful. Gonna cash it in to draw a card. Razorverge Thicket is what he's found.
No help there.
Doesn't appear to be. Yeah, he's going to show you a hand with, I believe, a lot of lands, perhaps 5 of them. And Hunter Nance is going to very quickly win game number 1 here over Logan Mize. Merfolk swims over Obzon Company. That means we get ready for game number 2, which means we're going to take a look at the sideboards here for both players. Hunter Nance up a game. Logan Mize will be on the play. And as we take a look at the sideboards, we'll find that Logan Mize has an Even Mind Center, a Burrington Forge Tender, an Eidolon of Rhetoric, a Linvala, Keeper of Silence, an Orzhov Pontiff, Scavenging Ooze, Tasker the Golden Fang, 4 Voice of Resurgence, and I think the most important one, 4 Path to Exile.
Yeah, nothing in the sideboard here is that exciting to me except for the 4 copies of Path to Exile, but that represents a huge upgrade. If he can slow Hunter down, he can get to a spot where he can start piecing together his combo or even just winning the game through value creatures in Gavany Township.
On the other side of things, we'll find a Dismember, 2 Dispels, a Hibernation, 2 Relic of Progenitus, a Spell Pierce, along with 3 Spell Skites, 2 Unified Wills, and hey, Tidebinder Mage, pretty good here.
Yeah, 3 copies of Tidebinder Mage, a Hibernation, and a Dismember all seem great to me. It's possible he'll want to go to some of the counter spells. Dispel seems particularly attractive here as it's a good answer to Court of Calling and Collected Company. I don't know how much he wants to slow down his deck there, but certainly the Tidebinder Mages, the Hibernation, and the Dismember are all big upgrades for Hunter.
Looks like Hunter's already pretty happy with his configuration. I imagine he's looking over the deck list there that Logan has, see what his options are, but Tidebinder Mage seems like an auto-include. We'll see how these players use sideboard as Mize will be on the play here for game number 2. We'll take a look at the Season 3 leaderboard here now on the Open Series. Danny Jessup is leading things with 220 Open Series points. Ross Mayer with 207 and Van Meter 198. Now, one thing to note here, Chris Van Meter did play in our Legacy Premier IQ. He did go 5-0 and was able to double draw into the top 8, it appears, while Danny Jessup picked up his second loss in the Standard Premier IQ, so he will not be playing in the top 8 of that. Now, pretty decent gap between the 2 players. Chris is going to pick up some points on Danny as he did make day 2 of the Open Series event this weekend where Danny did not, and he has the potential to actually win that Legacy Premier IQ with, I believe he's playing the Omnitel deck again that he really, really loves. So could close the gap.
Yeah, I mean, to make it tight going into New Jersey, he's got to win the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to make up as much ground as possible here, but the door has been left slightly ajar for Chris to maybe steal that invite from Danny next week in New Jersey.
Let me show you some names here. Logan Mize on this particular page, and if you do go to the next page as well, you can find Hunter Nance back there too. But we take a look at the prize payout and what's available to these players. You see the top 8, these players have at least locked $500 this weekend. First place is, of course, $5,000, 25 Open Series points, and an invite to our Season 3 Invitational next weekend.
Yeah, and I believe Logan, you know, at 187 Open Series points, I believe his number,
yep,
he can throw his hat in the ring here with a win as well.
Yes.
I mean, again, it has to be a win, but 25 points is a huge jump, and we might actually be looking at a 3-person race once we head to New Jersey.
Yeah, as we oftentimes say here when we're doing coverage of our Open Series main events, all it takes is 1 win.
Yeah, I mean, 25 is a huge, huge jump in the standings.
No one's saying a win is easy, but all it takes is 1 win. If you remember a couple weeks ago during Season 3 when we were in Chicago, the first tournament with Magic Origins, Logan Mize got 2nd place there.
Yeah, and what a difference a win there potentially makes for his
That's
run.
5 points.
Yeah. 192 plus 25, and I mean, then he's right within range of Danny going to New Jersey next week.
And we know Logan is capable of top 8 invitationals. We saw him top 8 the Season 2 Invitational last year that Tom Ross did win. So he wants to throw his name into this race. And another thing we can't forget, he did play in the Players' Championship last year. A very capable Magic player from the Orlando, Florida area. Quick update for you guys on another match here. Joe Herrera with his Jun deck up a game over Michael Majors in his control deck. Majors having a heck of a tournament here with his 4 Jace Vryn's Prodigies. But I think I agree with you. That addition to his deck actually is going to harm him in that matchup.
We watched him play against Infect, for example, and Tom Ross can't kill creatures. And so Jace gets to flip, and even flashing back 1 removal spell is already providing a lot of value, and Jace has the potential to do much more than that. As I said a couple times before, the big cost of putting Jace in your deck is you are now open to Lightning Bolts and Abrupt Decays and other removal spells, which typically are very poor against Chris's control. If your Snapcaster Mage is getting hit removal spells, you don't really care, and Tassiger avoids a lot of that kind of stuff. But Jace has a big bullseye on his head, and Jun packs a lot of those types of cards, Abrupt Decays, Lightning Bolts, and occasionally other removal spells as well. And opening yourself up to that kind of vulnerability is a big cost.
We have our first final result here for you guys, and Albert Ake with Eclectic Company. Must have some pretty good draws. They're taking care of Ryan Turner with Green Red Tron. So Albert Ake has still only lost to 3 people this weekend. Tom Ross, who's in the top 8, Michael Majors, who's in the top 8, and Logan Mize, who's in the top 8.
And you would call that a bit of an upset?
I would. But, you know, Tron can just fail sometimes.
There are some Blood Moon effects also in the sideboard there. I believe 1 Magus and 1 Blood Moon, and those are huge players as well.
And how about a second result? Players not wasting time here. They must have something to do after this. Tom Ross wins his match 2-0 over Ethan Stevens. In fact, downs Obzon. Tom able to get by those Lingering Souls. So the boss, well, he's going to play the winner of this match.
Yep.
Either Hunter Nance or Logan Mize.
Looking to go 0-4 here, calling the quarterfinal matches.
That's okay.
Logan down a game.
We don't
already 0-2.
We don't hold it against you until we do. Forced into Noble Hierarch from Mize. For Nance, he's got an Island and Relic of Progenitus. We've seen Nance board and Relic quite a few times this weekend with Merfolk.
There's Eternal Witness. The combo involves the graveyard. Opportunity cost is low. Doesn't do anything to affect Hunter. So a solid, easy card to bring in.
Kitchen Finks there from Mize, accelerating very nicely while gaining life. It's a much different game from Merfolk when it doesn't have Aether Vial. It's kind of easy mode when they have Vial.
Also, being on the draw, facing down mana acceleration, it's a much tougher game for Hunter to play. And to keep up, he's probably going to have to tap out more frequently, and that exposes him to being killed by the combo out of nowhere. I mean, even from this base, if Logan goes Black Source of Mana, Malira, Viscera Seer, the game's over. It does not take much setup here for Logan to be able to win the game. And if Hunter has to tap out just to get a board into play and start applying pressure, if Logan's got the draw, there's not a lot Hunter can do.
Mine's going to play that Noble Hierarch again. Kitchen Finks going to come in for 4 points of damage thanks to an Exalted trigger. But Harbinger of the Tide is actually setting Mize back a little bit. Mize going to play a fetch land now. He'll sacrifice that. See what land he wants to search up as he plays a Spellskite. And he gets defenses set up. That's why this island walking effects and spreading seeds are so important in this matchup. There's a Relic activation. Mize searching up a basic Plains.
Spellskite is not spectacular in this matchup. Hunter's not coming at him with a lot of targeted effects, but because the combo is so challenging for Hunter to interact with, and he's really only looking at a couple copies of Dismember as reliable interaction, Spellskite's still good enough. And you can see Logan's play in the matchup. There's some times where the Obsidian Company that can really settle in and play a grindy game, not necessarily win through the combo, but just with Gavany Township and good value. If Logan's keeping in a card like Spellskite, it says to me he's committed to executing the combo. That's his primary game plan here.
There's a Tidebinder Mage.
And this might be one of the cards that causes him to play this way. Post-board, Hunter has Dismembers. He has copies of Tidebinder Mage. It's much harder for Logan to muck up the game and win through Gavany Township.
Back to Mize we go.
All right, Legacy players, before we start the final round, I'd just like to remind everyone that all games of Magic should be decided by a game of
So Mize wants to get set up here for this turn. Nance, nowhere near as explosive as the last game.
Yeah.
He's really going to have to work for this one.
And no spreading seas.
Yeah.
Logan can slow the game down quite a bit until Hunter finds either enough lords to punch through the defenses, which is very hard to do, or a spreading seas to turn something into an island, unlocking his island walk effects.
Windswept Teeth. That'll be sacrificed. There's an Overgrown Tomb. Black Mana online now for Mize. See what's next for the Florida native. He's got Malira. He actually has Viscera here in hand too. Jeez. So what he gets to do now is he just gets to sit here and threaten the combo the whole time.
Exactly. Can't quite go for it just yet because of the Relic in play.
Yep.
But it requires a mana from Hunter the whole game. And if Logan finds some way to remove the Relic from the table, he can just go for it.
Now, Logan is actually going to make a move here. So he'll sacrifice, and there'll be a return trigger on the stack. That return trigger, of course, is Persist on the Kitchen Finks. So what this causes to have happen is that Hunter's got to blow the Relic now. So Logan is making this move on purpose. Okay.
Well, Logan may be saying I had to push through the Relic anyway. My Kitchen Finks is worth very little because it's locked into the Tidebinder Mage. And now there's a relic down. He still does not have to worry about removal spells because he's got Spell Sky to protect him for the first one. And now he's drawing to Cord or Murderous Redcap or a variety of cards to execute the kill.
I suppose my question is, here's Silvergill Adept revealing Lord of Atlantis. Is there a reason to do it right then? You know, you can actually just, you know, strip mine Nance of a land by just waiting. You just say, okay, you have to leave a mana up the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think my preference here would have been to do what you suggested, where Hunter's got to leave up a mana for the entire game.
Because you're really, I mean, he's already a little tight on mana, and you're really messing with him then.
Yeah, and now it enables a turn like this where Hunter's able to play a Lord and an Adept.
Can pretty safely attack. Spellsky will get to block something because these Merfolk are 3/3s.
And now the question is, does Logan want to start aggressively searching for the last piece of the puzzle? He could, for example, chump block with Noble Hierarch, sacrifice it just to scry 1 through the Viscera Sealer. I feel it's a little early for that. You know, next turn maybe Logan wants to start looking at that play, but if he's reaching for the Noble Hierarch, I think he's considering doing it right now.
Yeah, because he's got so many draws in this situation. This is something we saw from Logan a little bit earlier in the tournament where he can run a Quarter Calling. He can run into actually drawing Finks or Redcap by itself. You can collect a company into one or the other as well. You got a couple different ways you can go, and he's aggressively searching now.
Although the problem right now is Redcap does not count because he's missing double black.
Very true.
So it's just Finks or things that allow him to find a Finks.
Well, that'll work just fine. That's
that
a Quarter
counts.
Calling.
That'll do.
And Hunter says, which one are you going to go for? And I don't know if he's got Redcap in his deck still. I mean, Infinite Life is good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's going to make him go through the motions, and fair enough, I would too. There you go.
And I would still want to conceal the Redcap, even if it's still in the deck on Logan's side.
Sure.
Because drawing a random Murderous Redcap can be pretty powerful sometimes against a deck full of 2/2s.
Absolutely.
So if you know Hunter's just going to tap the mat to gaining infinite life, no reason to show the Redcap, even if it's still in your deck.
We're all tied up here. Logan Mize does win game number 2 against Hunter Nance. Obzon Company and Merfolk getting ready for game number 3. And for this matchup, that's what it all comes down to for Logan.
Yes.
You know, I got to execute the infinite combo. I do that, I win. I don't, I probably don't.
And it feels like there's a lot of pressure on Hunter to find Spreading Seas because it takes him quite a while to be able to make his Merfolk large enough to attack through blockers like Spellskite and Wall of Roots. So that game, he had some Lords. He was making his creatures large, but it just took him way too long to get an offense started, and Logan was able to assemble the combo. In game 1, Hunter had an early Spreading Seas, and immediately Logan is under duress.
Yeah.
He's looking at getting killed, I believe, on the 4th or 5th turn of the game. That doesn't leave him a lot of time to get the combo assembled. And defensive measures like Kitchen Finks, which are very good when they can block, are worth very, very little, which we also saw in the first game. So Spreading Seas, the ability to attack early and often, punch through the big blockers that Logan brings, feels very important for Hunter. Tiebinder Mage can also be that in certain spots because he can lock down blockers like Finks and Wall of Roots.
Well, Nance will be on the play here for game number 3. He's already shuffling up. He's ready to go. Mize might change some things since he is on the draw, but while these players do get ready, we will very quickly talk about the YouTube page here with Star City Games, where you can actually go back and watch this match or any other matches that have taken place on the Open Series.
Yeah, youtube.com/Star City Games video is how you subscribe. A lot of stuff going on there. Versus series videos and premium archives from the website. All the archived content from the Open Series and some content that's exclusive to the YouTube page, like unboxing. So head over to youtube.com/Star City Games video, become a subscriber today, get notified when new content gets uploaded to the page.
Best of all,
Free.
F word, bang.
You were already on YouTube looking at whatever it is.
Some stupid video.
Some stupid video.
You know, just put Taylor Swift on pause for just a little.
If it's not the Thriller video, you were watching something stupid. So go ahead, just log in, get that taken care of now.
You know what? I can't argue with you for once.
Still a classic.
It's still very good. The best music video of all time? It's got to be, right?
Yeah. It's actually insulting to call it music video. It's more like a short film.
It's true. You know, I will say the Smooth Criminal video, very good.
Also awesome.
Big fan. Big fan. See, nowadays, because, you know, Did you watch MTV when you were younger?
Of course.
Yeah, okay.
I also had The Box, which was like a bootleg MTV.
I don't know what that is.
It was like bootleg MTV, but they showed NC-17 videos, so it was pretty sweet.
It's called The Box?
The Box doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, surprise, surprise.
You want to see Sir Mix-a-Lot videos? I did when I was 14. You can do that on The Box. Can't do that on MTV.
So
What was your question?
I lost my train of thought. Because you're talking about The Box, which sounds like a made-up thing.
Yep.
No, it's just because, music videos aren't really what they were anymore. It's kind of unfortunate.
Short films are vignettes, and now they're just
Rubbish,
very mechanically, it's not the same art.
I used to look forward to new music videos. I don't think people do that anymore. Here's a dismember. I'm going to Google The Box when we're done tonight. I can't believe that's a real thing. Hunter actively trying to cut the mana here of Logan by killing that noble hierarch. There's a wall of roots. You do wonder if it's appropriate to try to cut the mana or save the dismember for something else.
Well, if he's got a second dismember, I guess the plan here is to attack the mana. It depends how threat heavy Hunter is, If he doesn't start doing things until turn 3 or turn 4, he may have to kill mana just so the game doesn't get out of the control by the time he's casting things like Mirror Regery and Master of Waves, if that's still in his deck.
Well, I think I like this start. He goes, kill your creature. Start off with a relic to control the graveyard. That can cantrip later. Here's a Mirror Regery. He's used all of his mana every turn.
That part is good. He's still very vulnerable to Logan just producing big blockers, assuming he doesn't have Spreading Seas. Now, Regery can do some work, tapping some things for a little while at least.
The cutting the mana plan has worked a little bit here. Here's a Wall of Roots. Nance will draw a card. Lord of Atlantis to draw. He's got the Spreading Seas too. He's going to go crazy. So he's going to untap his own island with the Regery trigger. You can actually just play a Lord, tap your wall. Yep. Get in here for a bunch of damage. This draw is insane.
Yeah, this is great. And he's still saving the Spreading Seas for next turn in case Logan happens to draw a black mana. He can cut him off of that.
Depending on what Hunter draws next turn, this could be a kill in the next turn. If he draws another Lord that pumps everything, it'll make it so it's an attack for 15, he gets the Spreading Seas.
Exactly. He's got 12 in play, so we can, cast a 2-mana Lord, untap an island, Spreading Seas something, and just kill him.
Heck of a draw here from Nance. Let's not forget, too, that Horizon Canopy, it's no freebie. That thing taps for damage. Yeah, Mize going to go down to 13. Kitchen Finks will gain some life, bring him to 15. But this draw is still in play here.
And Kitchen Finks, when Hunter doesn't have Island Walker or Critical Mass of Lords, can be moat. In spots like this, it's 3 mana, gain 2 life. Does not matter very much.
Yeah, here's Spreading Seas. This is a beating. Get you for 12.
And he's doing all this with Relic still in play.
Yep.
Even if Logan tries to rip off the combo, he's got that covered too.
Hunter with 1 card left in hand. Looks like it's a copy of Spell Pierce. Yeah,
sure.
So Spell Pierce. Perfect. That's what this game is. My goodness, this is about as one-sided as it gets, honestly.
And Hunter got paid off big time for the aggressive uses of Dismember here because Logan's been fumbling around, and it does not take a lot of mana for him to unlock some very powerful things, but he's been doing very, very little.
Spreading Seas timely. Large creatures, Relic for disruption, Dismember to take care of the mana accelerants, and a Spell Pierce is the draw step. It all lined up great here for Hunter Nance. And Logan's going to do some math, take a look at the situation, but I don't think there's any way out of this one.
I don't think he can beat the board.
Yeah, he's just
and
gonna
Spell
extend the
Pierce
hand.
is just rub-ins.
Hunter Nance is going to win this match here over Logan Mize, 2-1. The Fishies move on over Amazon Company. And now we're going to have ourselves a heck of a match in the semifinals because we're watching Tom Ross versus Logan Nance.
Yeah.
Believe you me. So congratulations to, Hunter Nance, not Logan Nance, Hunter Nance on his win. And we talk about the fact that Logan Mize is climbing up the leaderboard. He's number 7 for season 3. Hunter Nance number 12.
Yeah, I mean, if we stopped play right now, I believe Hunter would snag one of the at-large bids at the end of the year.
Yeah. Very, very impressive stuff. So we've got 3 players through. Tom Ross going to play against Hunter Nance on one side of the bracket, because that's Infect and Merfolk. On the other side, Albert Ake with his Naya Eclectic Company deck is either going to play against Joe Herrera, who's playing Jund, or Michael Majors, who's playing Grixis Control. Right now, Joe Herrera is currently up a game over Michael Majors. I believe we're going to be moving that way.